Our next fighter making his way to the cage, Michael Power Game Jackson!
First of all, I gotta say I like this guy's name. Second of all, it's his real name.
Well, I'm not
It
even
ain't a
worried about,
nickname.
I mean, Michael Jackson is great, but I'm more interested in Power Game.
Sure.
That's the big thing about Michael Jackson. He believes that Power Game can win him anything. He believes his power is the counter to jiu-jitsu. His power is the counter to wrestling. His power is the counter to striking. No matter what, Michael Jackson reverts to one thing and one thing only, and that's the Power Game.
And one interesting thing I see here related to Jack Johnson, the first black heavyweight champion of the world in 1908, that says a lot of this guy's bloodline.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely has good boxing. Do be aware, he's long, he's lanky, and he's able to generate lots of power in tight spaces, and he loves to throw that counter left. If you're gonna be wild and make mistakes and leave yourself open, he's a lefty. We talked earlier about that straight left coming down the pipes. If you leave yourself open and you're coming in too strong, you come overhand right as your opening punch, that straight left's coming right down the pipes at you.
Absolutely. And Michael Jackson getting set to battle it out with Pious Enilolobo.
Pious Enilolobo Jr. This is going to be a fantastic matchup. Two very athletic, very strong strikers, exciting fighters. You see in the corner of Michael Jackson, Systems Training Center's coach, Ian Harris. One thing I have to say about Ian, he does a great job of training the mental game of those guys over at Systems. They are all confident. In fact, they focus on mental first, physical second, which sounds weird for a fight gym, but if your mind's not right, your fight's not right.
Absolutely.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, Pious Enilolobo!
Go ahead, try it, Steve. See if you can nail the name.
Pious Enilolobo?
Pious Voodoo Enilolobo Jr.
Enilolobo
I can
Jr..
only do that because I've watched so many of this guy's fights so far.
Did you practice it in front of a mirror?
Oh yeah, totally. Look myself deep in the eyes.
Yeah.
Hoped. Pious is fantastic, man. This is his third fight here at the U. 2 wins, no losses. Exciting, big techniques. He's an instructor over at Flying Kick Martial Arts, and yes, he will throw flying stuff.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, and the name says it all. It's not just a name. They actually, it's kind of preparing your opponent, hey, this is what's to come.
Well, he dropped Daniel Garcia with a flying kick to the head in his last fight here at the U, just back in December of 2013. So he will throw those, and not just throw them, but throw them effectively and with good timing. When it comes to striking for Pious, he tends to load up on big punches and big kicks, throw those single shots, but he lands them and they hurt so that he can start throwing in succession. It's really weird. He almost fights backwards. Rather than leading with a combination and then throwing single shots when someone's hurt, he hurts you early with single shots and then pours on combinations later.
You know, with the kind of background that Michael Jackson has and the background that Pious has, I mean, this is going to be an explosive fight. I think someone's head is going to just fly off here tonight. I mean, it just seems like it's going to unravel that way.
Well, if the heads don't fly off during the fight, wait for the post-fight interviews. Both these guys are enigmatic and interesting and exciting.
Oh, nice.
If you haven't seen it yet, go onto YouTube and look up Pious Enilolobo Jr., his MMA fight against Daniel Garcia. It's a great fight, but his post-fight interview rivals those of Forrest Griffin.
Nice. And Forrest Griffin is, he's a really good interview, too.
I once saw him say he got sad and ate lots of cookies during a UFC post-fight interview.
Yeah.
And Voodoo is no different. Not a cookie eater, but just a silly guy outside of the cage, but a beast inside the cage. Really, really good. I've talked about his striking, but his transitional wrestling, his grappling is really strong. He's a physically strong guy with powerful counter takedowns. If you strike and you're swinging off balance, he will duck under and put you on your back really fast.
Well, to get this match underway, we're going to go ahead and throw it to Salvador Arellano, the voice of the cage here at the University of Mixed Martial Arts.
Our next fight of the evening is brought to you by bodybuilding.com. Scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the Lucas Oil blue corner, a freestyle and boxing practitioner. He steps into the cage with a record of 4 wins and 4 losses. Stands at 6 feet tall and weighed in at 154.8 pounds. Representing Systems Training Center from South Central Los Angeles, California, Michael Power Game Jackson! And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Lucas Oil red corner. He comes to the fight with a record of 2 wins and no losses. 1 win coming by way of knockout. He stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighing officially at 156 pounds. Fighting with flying kick and BJMUTA from Inglewood, California, Pious Enilolobo. Man in charge of the action, Larry Landless.
Larry Landless, our rep for this matchup, a former fighter at King of the Cage as well.
These are 2 huge 55ers. Michael Jackson's 6 feet tall at 155 pounds. That's going to be a challenge for the 5'7".
That's amazing.
Enilolobo.
You know, the weigh-ins happen the same day here, so they really probably didn't get a lot of chance to pack in the pounds again either.
Yeah, not a lot of weight cutting. That's the whole purpose of having
Sure.
same-day weigh-ins, to stop these younger guys from weight cutting too much. But we'll talk about a guy later tonight. There's a guy here who's fighting in one of our main events who cut 25 pounds for his fight, and he says he feels fine. Now,
Superhuman.
we talked about that counter wrestling of Pious Enilolobo, and there you go. Really great counter wrestling, and now turning around for an arm bar.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, that arm hyperextended. That might be broken.
That quick.
Voodoo on it fast. Wow. Talk about a flash submission.
That was so fast.
Voodoo turned around for that armbar. Michael Jackson was not quick enough to stop it from happening.
And it looks like Jackson
Here,
is...
look at there.
Yeah.
Voodoo rolling it over. He gets that
He's tapping as he's going.
Yeah, wow, that thing was so hyperextended. If we can see that one more time.
Just taps as the momentum is just full force there.
Well, 2 things we talked about with Pious Voodoo Enilolobo. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he's tightening up. It looked like he almost lost it for a second, but look there. That's the hyperextension. You can see how far out that arm is already. Michael Jackson is trying to rip his arm out of that space, but Voodoo is just all over it.
And Voodoo is just going along for the ride there, too, just flowing.
Well, we talked about 2 things, the counter wrestling of Voodoo and that transitional wrestling of Voodoo. And those are the 2 things that really turned it around, or really want him to fight. That early counter takedown, and then in that transition just slapped on that arm bar, and he had it going. I don't think Michael Jackson had the wherewithal to tap. It was in so fast.
I think he was just so pumped up, he almost ran through the cage there. We're going to go ahead and throw it to Sal Ariano, the official
The
announcement.
third man in the ring, Larry Landless, brings the fight to a halt 33 seconds into the first round. Your winner by way of tap out doodle and armbar, out of the red corner, Pious Voodoo Enilolobo.
And there you have it. Victorious here tonight is Pious Voodoo.
Enilolobo.
Good job, man.
The only sad part about the end of this fight, besides the injury that may have happened to Michael Jackson, is that we don't get to hear an interview with Pious Voodoo.
Sure.
The guy is just so fantastic. I think he's waiting around thinking the interview is coming. I don't think he knows that we're not interviewing him.
He's like, hey, how come you're not interviewing me? Gotta love that when a fighter can have a sense of humor, but get in the cage and it's all business.
Oh, yeah. No, and he just keeps getting better
All
and better.
right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short 15-minute intermission. Don't forget to visit
a fantastic
our
performance by
vendors on
Voodoo
the
and a
main
great
floor. We got
expansion
Hood
of
Love,
his
Fight
game.
Gear and Apparel.
That's the big thing. We've seen the striking manifest for him in the past, but that beautiful quick submission. Now that's 2 submission victories as Pious moves to 3-0 and really puts himself in contention for our lightweight title.
And for the viewers at home, go on YouTube if you want to learn more about this guy. I guarantee it. It's a crowd pleaser.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Check him out. Pious Voodoo Enilolobo versus Daniel Garcia.